Hey guys, this is Musical Gaming here, Snow Crystal 42. Today, or in this video, I will be showing you my creative world, specifically the random things I've been doing in my creative world. So to start out with, this is my, I don't know what to call this, I guess this is one of my greatest achievements artistic wise. I mean, I've done a lot in this world, but I have to say I really love this thing. So what this is a Rune Factory wool leaf. So if you have ever played Rune Factory like me, then you would know what this is. It's like an adorable, it's like a substitute, it's a monster version of a sheep. How about that? Except it's not really monstrous per se. It's kind of innocent and a little derpy, and I don't know how else to put it. So yeah, this is my woolly. It took me a pretty long time to make because woolies are round, and unfortunately round is just not available in Minecraft. So it is made out of wool, as its name would suggest. I think in both the Rune Factory games and in this model I have here. And it looks pretty darn good at night. And I've somehow made a little shrine thingy for it. And yeah, there's water fountains here. I like to experiment with the water just to do whatever with it. So it looks pretty darn cool at night. Sorry about that, I have a beacon here. And this is what it looks like in the daytime. Yeah, pretty cool, if I do say so myself. The next thing I would show you in my, this is my general creative world, is a statue of myself. It's actually solid, except for one little part I hollowed out in the leg because I thought it would be interesting. But yes, this thing is solid. If you want to see my sprite right here, S. So it is solid, and it took me a long time to make. I built this and I thought, oh, sand, that would match my sprite pretty well. And then I remembered that sand falls down. So I put some stone at the bottom. And then my friend Black Harem reminded me that I could just use clay. I got pretty mad at him after I finished making this whole thing. But that was my fault, not his, so that's unfair. So as you can see, this thing has a back. Yep, just like this. And I say it's pretty accurate. I don't know about you. I'll show you the part where I hollowed it out. There's a little water leak in here. That was unintentional. That was a previous mistake I made. I don't know why there's a block here. Anyways, this is where I've hollowed out inside of the leg part. I was a little curious. I was a little afraid of all the sand falling down too, so I stopped after that. Yeah. And I have a thing for lily pads, specifically lily pad jumping. I don't know. What would you call this? Lily pad parkour that's not parkour? Yeah, I like lily pads, and I also like fountains without the things in the middle. I don't have a thing for the things in the middle. Next I'll show you, I guess, how my friends destroyed this creative world. So, Black Harem is a little bit of a redstone enthusiast. He created this little roller coaster for me when I first started this world, and he put things in it. A lot of his attempts to trap pigs have been unsuccessful, but this one seems to have worked. A whole bunch of these have worked. And the story behind this roller coaster is Black Harem had a little horse. He named it Wildfoot, and the horse, somehow I took off a track of the roller coaster and he sort of flew off. So he flew all the way over here to where I put up this grave for him. He was alive for 250 hours, and I say that's a lot for a horse. Especially because that horse that was one of the rearing horses, and I like to give You know, in Rune Factory and in Harvest Moon, you have the animals have all their own personalities. You like to, you know, narrate them that way. So I would say Wildfoot was a little bit of a crazy fellow. And yeah, he ended up dying right here. I feel tremendously sorry for him, but there's nothing we can do. So this is like supposed to be a castle, but not really. I've just been experimenting with different designs and more water. I have a thing for the water. At night they're bats, so I really don't like that. Whatever. I've tried to plan out the torches so that the shadows are diamonds, symmetrical. I have a thing for diamonds also, and the floor too. Hasn't really worked out that well, but you know, might as well try. I do have a beacon, so that's why I've got like a whole bunch of jump boosts. And this is my library, if you couldn't already tell. I had a horse, I moved the horse in here, but yeah, just a generic library. I have different things I turn to when I have like one of those bad days, and one of them is just making something completely stupid that takes a long time to make, and you know you'll almost never finish it, but you just insist on making it anyway. So yeah, that's that. This thing right here is what I call my store. Oh, this is my horse. I named it after the horse in one of the horses in Robin McKinley's book, The Blue Sword, because I really like that book. So this is my, I guess you would call it a store. Yeah, I guess you would call it a store. I don't know. It's a work in progress, obviously. Nothing seems to be really done here. If you're wondering why I don't put villagers in my creative world, it's because I don't like the sound that they make. I don't know if you can blame me or not. I just don't like the sound that they make. And here is a rather inconspicuous little passageway I made. There are lots of things you can do when you get bored, and this is one of the less destructive methods of, you know, expressing boredom. So I've made this house thing out of wood and a lot of quartz, because I do like quartz. And this is basically what I've done with it. I made like a kitchen area. In my opinion, I don't like this thing. I just feel like it's hard to get out of. Yeah. And I don't know what this is. Black Harem came in here and messed it all up, so I don't know what he did. And this is a hotel for a book that I've read, but it's generally a hotel just inside like a tree area. I'll show you each room has a little staircase, and yeah. I don't claim to be some sort of designer or anything, but I just like doing random things. And this is one of the random things I do. If you're going to ask me why it's all jungle themed, you can ask me later. This is the inside of my jungle room. It's like a big palace deck. That's the only way I can really explain something like this, because nobody else really has this sort of stuff. But if you've been wondering what I just went through, this would be it. I read a book about a tree house, and it was a sort of a house in a tree, so I decided to do that. If you can ask Black Harem, I'm sure he will tell you that yes, I do like to do very strange things in my creative world. What else do I have here? The jump boost gets sort of annoying sometimes. Here I have a place for all the horses. Tributes to books, so they're horses and books. I usually leave the doors open. Somehow, I don't know what happened. They're closed. The horses seem to amuse themselves there, I guess. And this was the stable for Wildfoot. And yeah, Wildfoot died, so there is no more stable for Wildfoot. All of this stuff I spawned. I don't have. There are lots of things you don't have explanations for, and this is one of them. I will show you my village, I guess, now. So I'll start with my favorite house in the village, which coincidentally turns out to be not mine. Black Hero makes these sort of things, and he made this. He told me he was going to make a house that fit the theme of sorry for the cat noises, guys. That would fit the theme of my village. And I guess it really does fit the theme of my village. Yes. Alright. So, moving on, I have this house over here. This is a sort of forge thing. Ignore the cats, if you will. I'm a cat fan, as you can tell by my username, but this is a sort of forge thing. It's a tribute to the book Spindle's End. I like making tributes. It's like a tribute world. Nothing up here except just that. There's a little bed there. I'll show you another one of Black Harem's inventions. I don't know what this is. Some sort of disco floor. I haven't actually been in here that often, so. But yeah. Just a nice, tiny, little, cramped up room that's blue. My next thing is... No, that's like a fountain. Who cares about a fountain? I am a Harvest Moon addict, so I'm also a cat fan, yes, and I have dog hair. So this is kind of a tribute to Konohana, I guess, in the Tale of Two Towns. The only way you'd actually be able to tell that is if you looked up at the roof where there's crops, and this is supposed to be like the pet shop, but there's pet shops in both towns, so I guess you could just say, just look at the crops on the roof. And the colors. I mean, it looks nice. That's just about it. This is my Bluebell tribute, I guess. Yeah, I am much more of a Bluebell person, honestly. I feel like animals are a lot easier than crops. I don't know why. The crazy thing about this is that up there. It's like an animal pen in a hotel. So I don't know how you'd be able to sleep in one of these or take a shower. This is supposed to be Black Room shower. I don't know how you'd be able to sleep in such a noisy area. But yeah, this is my animal themed hotel. Gonna get away from that because it is a little noisy. Yeah, the entrance to that is right here, but I'm not going in there because it could get really loud. I have some little houses here, nothing much. Small houses. I take a while every day. I try to do a couple of houses or design one house and then build the other. And I think that is about it. I don't really have anything else in this creative world. I don't know, it's not that much of a creative world. A last thing, I guess, would be my swimming pool. It's dual levels, so there's 2 swimming pools. I would say yes, drown at your own risk. I mistakenly made those rolls on a super flat, so below this, dig down and you fall into the void. Sorry about that, excavators. And this is the other part of the pool. Also, kind of, it's just a tiny pool. If you know me or Black Harem or the Gassy Gas, you would know that we like creating swimming pools. We don't like to swim. In fact, I can't really swim that far, but that's just a thing we like to do as a hobby. I don't know, it's a thing in video games. I say, why not? And yeah, so that will be it for this video of my creative world. If you liked it, I would appreciate it, and so would my creative world friends, even though there is nobody here except a bunch of chickens and horses and pigs and cows. If you left a like or subscribed or left a comment or something, yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.